Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Extra Lab podcast. Today, we are lucky enough to have with us Liberty commit Allie Zealand. Allie, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. So, Allie, you just finished up an absolutely killer cross season. You placed second at Foot Locker and just put together quite the resume. At regionals, if I'm not wrong, you ran 16:34, right?
Yeah, that was for an XR.
Definitely. And you've had a quite interesting situation as you expanded a lot of your cross seasons by going to the U20s, which is an amazing race. So, what is it like going from doing predominantly 5Ks to a 6K?
Yeah, it was actually not as hard as I was expecting. I'm more of like a mid-distance person, like in track, I always like the mile and the 2 mile. So I was sort of expecting the 6K to be harder. But actually when I did it, it wasn't that bad. The real difference was doing loops because both of the courses I ran were 2K loops that I had to do 3 times. So in cross, I've never really had to do like a loop more than twice. So I mean, it was fun, really interesting. Both of the courses I ran were very one of them was very fast and the other one was like super crazy and like had obstacles in it. So it's sort of hard to like compare them to other courses. So I feel like I'd like to try some more 6Ks in the future, see how they go, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Definitely. And to qualify for U20 Worlds, you had to run against a lot of older runners, a lot of college runners. So what was that like towing the line and you're seeing a bunch of, you know, sophomore people in college? It was
Mhm.
weird. Was it just
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little weird because I feel like in high school, most of the people I run with, like I recognize them, like I know them from other races. But for those races, I was like on the line with people who I'd never seen before or people who I'd only heard of. And it was like sort of a really different feel. I mean, in the USA's, the race was mostly led by high schoolers.
Mhm.
So it was sort of a sort of familiar feel to it, which made it nice. But I really liked getting the experience of running with some college athletes, and I think that was really good.
Definitely a little taste of what next year should bring, definitely.
Yep.
And what is it like just like traveling to a different country and seeing a different cross country course? I mean, are they similar to the American courses or?
I mean, that experience was crazy, completely different than anything I've ever had before. Our course was like had obstacles all over it. Like we had to run through a sand pit, a mud pit. We had to like zigzag through tires. It was crazy. And like just everything about being in another country was really cool. Like the food, just like seeing kangaroos everywhere was like crazy.
Oh,
And it was just a great experience, super fun.
definitely. And what is it like just putting on that USA kit? Is it kind of surreal?
It
And
was one of the most amazing things ever. I mean, representing the USA like on a world level is just like one of the best things ever. And it was super special to be a part of a bronze medal team.
Mhm.
Being with those girls and like representing the US well was just amazing. I really loved it.
Definitely. And you're obviously committed to Liberty. So what went into that decision?
I mean, I've always sort of wanted to go to Liberty. Both of my parents went there, and both of them still work for the college.
Mhm.
So I was always like, oh, yes, that's where I want to go, like since I was little.
Mhm.
But like once when I was like starting to make my decision, looking at colleges and trying to decide, I was like, I don't want to go there just because it's what I know. I
Mhm.
want to go there because it's what I like want to have on a team. So I looked at some other schools and like made sure that I wasn't missing out on anything. And like I like talked to some coaches and like took some tours. And I think doing that really helped me like see why I wanted to go to Liberty.
Mhm.
And I think it's like really cool to go there knowing that like I could have had the option to go to another school, but it's had what I wanted. Their whole purpose and everything, like the team all has like such, their faith is so strong and it was so encouraging to see that. So I'm really excited to be a part of like a really Christian team like that. So,
Definitely. And I know at least when I was doing my visits, I learned more about the school that I committed to from the other schools I visited than even the school
mhm.
I committed to. Like I feel like you can
Oh,
just
really?
watch and
Yeah.
see what you can see just how much the school you're going to has from
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's great. I love getting like the perspective and seeing other things and just knowing what's out there.
definitely. So Allie, you went to New Balance Nationals and you ran the mile and the 2 mile, which are two not too long distances, but the longest in high school. So how do you recover from that? Just like in between races.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, like, really important is like right after the first race, making sure I'm doing the right things, like getting a really good cool down in and eating like right stuff, like eating like enough. And then like between the races, making sure I'm like stretching and rolling and like getting enough sleep and just doing all the right things, making sure I'm rested and recovered for the next race.
Definitely. And how is it? You placed second at Foot Locker this year, and last year, if I'm not wrong, you placed eighth. So how is that just? I mean, you had a great race last year, so how's it going into this season and just trying to outdo the last performance?
Yeah, I mean, I had some really high goals going into this season. I have like ever since I was like in middle school, I've looked at like the Foot Locker Nationals and been like, oh my goodness, I want to be the national champion.
Hmm.
So getting eighth last year was really like a confidence booster. I was like, oh my goodness, if I train hard, I might actually be able to do it. And then when the opportunity to do Nike and Foot Locker opened up, I was like, okay, now I have a shot at getting like top five on two national levels.
Hmm.
Um, and when Nike didn't really go how I wanted, I was a little disappointed and like a little worried, but I was able to recover enough. And going into Foot Locker, I just felt really good and really like ready for it. So I was like super confident going into that race.
Definitely. And Nike's obviously before Foot Locker. So how did you not let having a obviously you had a great performance at Nike, but it wasn't up to your standards. But how did you not let that affect your next race and just coming back even
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was really helpful to like learn from my mistakes at Nike. I went out way too hard. Like in the first 100 meters, I was in like third,
stronger?
which is where I wanted to be. But we're like looking back, I should have hung back and like moved up slowly.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that really helped for like my race strategy at Foot Locker, knowing like how to run out and like knowing my competition better. And it was like super helpful from that to like have that experience.
Definitely. And as a you said yourself, you think of yourself as more of a mid-distance person. So how
Mhm.
would you say that translates to doing a 5K or a 6K?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I see like cross country as like completely different.
Hmm.
Cross country is my favorite season. Um, um, but I just I really love it. I feel like it's completely different in the fact that there's different like there's hills, it could be muddy, there's different variables in it.
Hmm.
Um, I get bored of the track. But and I feel like mid distance on the track, like it gets over quick, it's fast, but cross country is just completely different. And I think it's nice to like take a break from the track. I love cross country.
If you were to rank cross country, indoor and outdoor, what would it be?
Cross country first, 100%. I love it so much. Second would be indoor probably, just
Mhm.
because like most of my PRs are indoor. I don't know why.
So
I
I'm the
love
same
like
exact way.
I know. I feel like everyone has outdoor PRs, but not me.
Mhm.
I just love like the energy of indoor tracks, and I think it's just a really fun experience. Yeah, I feel like I've never really had a good outdoor season. I've always been like injured or sick whenever like the big meets happen, so I can't really say anything about outdoor.
Yeah, definitely. I'm the same exact way. All my PRs are in indoor, and it gets a little annoying because then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be faster in outdoor. I'm ready to
Mhm.
go, and then I
Mhm.
just do not PR. So it always
Yeah,
catches me up. This question isn't even related to running, but do you have any pets?
I do. I have a dog. His name is Mickey, and he goes for runs with me most of the time. He's
Mhm.
a pretty good dog. He's like super energetic and he's old, but he still acts like a puppy, but it's fun.
What breed of dog?
He's a wire-haired pointer. So
Mhm.
he's like a type of hunting dog, but we don't use him for hunting. We just like found out he was like a good running dog, so that's why we got him.
Definitely. And can you go on how far can you go on runs with you?
Yeah, my dad's taken him on like 17-mile runs, but the most I've done with him is like 8.
And
So
do you come from a running family? Or
yeah, both of my parents ran in high school and college and are still running now. And I have 3 younger siblings who all run. So it's like a really big part of our family.
definitely. So did your parents run at Liberty?
Yes, both of them did.
There you go, some second generation Liberty
Yeah.
right there. And Ali, what do you do outside of running? What are your hobbies outside of running?
Yeah, I hang out with my family a lot. We like to go on hikes in the area. We like to play a lot of games, like board games, card games. I also love to travel. Something that our family does a lot is like go on trips out west and like check out national parks and like go on hikes on like super crazy trails there. Yeah, I just think that's really fun seeing new places.
Definitely. And do you have a favorite place to
What?
you
Sorry.
have a favorite place to run at?
Um, oh man, I'm a big trail runner. I love like trails. But there's like right by our house, there's like this really nice gravel parkway that's like my favorite place to run ever.
Mhm,
Um, and like I run there every day. And it's just like super nice and rolling.
definitely. And what does the average week of training look like for you?
I usually do like 45 miles a week, with like two workouts. I take Sundays off. Yeah, it's sort of right now I'm training for U20 cross country championships. So I'm doing a lot like a little bit higher mileage, a lot more tempo stuff, just preparing for the cross country.
Oh, definitely. And how do you extend that? Because looking at it, it goes the race is always in January to qualify. And
Mhm.
how do you just add on base or again or how's that?
Yeah, so I always like so my cross country season's a little weird. I start it really early, like August. Our team is doing races, but I don't race any of them. I just like tempo them to help the team out. Just have fun with it. So like I do a lot of base like August, September, October. And then going into like championship season, I'm doing a lot more speed work. And then like after nationals, I took like a few days, did some cross training. And then I did like a week or two, sort of like still in like a little mini base training phase. And then the next few weeks, I'll sort of start doing some speed again and get prepared for some racing.
Definitely. I feel like you and Ellie Shea are very similar in the fact that all of your seasons go for so long. So
Mm-hmm.
how does it work? Just like trying to peak at the right moment and just get
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's like all about being patient. Like, I mean, for me, I always like there's like all these temptations to like push it early in the start of the season if like I'm feeling good in a race or like make sure like I have to make sure I'm recovering well. I have to make sure I'm doing the right things. And like just make sure I don't get sick or injured early in the season. And just like not tire myself out too early. And that can be hard for me sometimes because like I just love racing. And so like when I have an opportunity to, I just want to.
Mhm.
But I have to remember, be patient and wait for like when it actually really, really matters.
Definitely. And is it more of like you get on the line and you're supposed to tempo and you're like, I can just go for this right now. And you have to
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Um, can you bring us through the Foot Locker race from this year? Just
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like going into it, like I said, I was like a little bit disappointed from Nike. And I sort of was like, okay, now I have another shot at doing well. Like I have to like make the most of this.
Mhm.
So I was like, I knew there was like some really good competition. And I knew there were many people going for the first place spot. And so I was like, I wanted to make sure that like because I knew things were gonna get out hot. I knew that people were gonna really take it and push. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't out there and I didn't kill myself in the first mile. And then make sure I felt good going into the second loop of the course, which that happened, which was really nice. I was able to like have a good group of people that I was able to pick myself through, and get through the first loop feeling comfortable and then just really push the second loop. It was super fun, like having my eyes, like knowing I had third place, but then having my eyes on second and first going into that last loop just felt amazing.
Definitely. There's always mostly when you have set high goals, there's always that one moment where you realize I've hit my goal, but I can just go for more and all of the pain goes
Hmm.
away and it's just a really, really
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Yeah, that's what my coach told me before I went over the last hill. He said, "You've got third, now just see what you can do." And
mhm.
that was super like encouraging for me to just like and everyone was telling me like you can get second, you can get second. And I was just like push as hard as I could and it was like I just was so excited knowing that like I had done it and I had gotten top three and like I could just push as hard as I wanted. And if I died, then hopefully no one would catch me. But like it was just a super cool feeling.
Definitely. And running at both Nike and Foot Locker, it's a little different because Foot Locker has 40 people versus Nike has
Mhm.
200 people. So how does that work? Just like getting out, is there a big difference or?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a big difference. At Foot Locker, I wasn't as concerned about getting out quick because like I knew I could pick my way through the pack and I could have some space to like sort of like relax in there. But at Nike, with there being so many people, I didn't want to get tripped up in the first 100 meters. And so I really, really tried to get out hard. And I did, which was good. But like my problem, I think, was I didn't settle then.
Mhm.
So I think getting out is really important in those big races, but at Foot Locker it was a little nicer to just like have a lot less people.
Definitely an easier way in. Um,
Mhm.
this is a really weird question, but what kit did you like better, Foot Locker or Nike?
Okay, that's a hard one. I thought the Foot Locker ones this year were really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty cool.
What was the gear haul like?
Foot Locker was a lot better actually. A
Really?
lot of Hoka stuff, so many Hoka stuff. I think we got like 4 or 5 pairs of shoes. It was
Oh,
crazy.
really?
Yeah, it was insane. I was not expecting that.
Holy shit,
So
crazy.
yeah, yeah, I know. I
Were
was like,
they
that's
were they
more than
all
I could wear.
trainers or was it like Spike?
Um, we got like a pair of spikes, a pair of trainers, a pair of flats, a pair of casual shoes, and then like some slides. So it was like it was crazy.
Well, did they give you like a lot of clothing too, or was
Yep, a lot of everything, which was like we had to wear it like at the meet too. And it was super nice to like have a bunch of stuff that they gave us to like wear around there, and it was just really fun. Like we were all matching and stuff.
and what Allie, what are your goals for the upcoming seasons? What can we expect?
Um, So in these seasons, I have some time goals. I want to go like 4:30s in the mile, 9:50s in the 2 mile, whether that be indoor or outdoor. Probably indoor. Um, but I also just want to like enjoy my senior season. I haven't really had like a good track season yet because like last year I had shin splints really bad and had to take like a month off right in the middle of the season. And then the year before, I just kept getting sick and didn't have many opportunities. So I'm excited, like hopefully have everything go well, and just like try to enjoy it while I can. Yeah, I love like all these high school meets and just like everything about it. So I'm super excited to be racing at nationals, and have some opportunities at some fast times.
Definitely. And is it kind of weird knowing where you're gonna go for the next four? Is it like some people I know say, "Oh, I have to get there first and get through
Mm.
all the seasons," but other people are just like I kind of just want to be there right now. So, what do you
Yeah,
think with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of like I'm excited for it, but I'm also like trying to enjoy this while I last. Like I love like just the whole like high school camaraderie, like all the events, like just like being a part of like all these different teams at the different races. Like I think it's so fun. And I know it'll be like a really different experience in college, but I'm excited for that too, to like switch it up and just like try something new. And then after that, who knows what will happen, but I'm super excited for whatever comes.
Definitely. And in your training, is there a staple workout that you try to do or
Yeah, we do this workout a lot. That's like 4 by 7 minute tempo with like some strides or 200s depending on the season. Like we do that like every other week. And I don't like it at all, but it helps a lot. Like I can see like my progress through the years, and like I think it's like a really important workout for us. I wish we did Ks all the time. Ks are my favorite workout.
definitely.
Um, but yeah, we do tempos a lot.
Definitely. Is there a particular workout that you've done that just has kind of reigned supreme? Like, have you had just one really good workout you can remember?
Um, I don't know exactly. I feel like it's sort of like, the better I get, that keeps changing. Like my times keep getting faster and faster. So it's like I can't really like I have a good workout, but it was good then and it wouldn't be good now, you know.
Mhm.
I remember though, like last year before Foot Locker, I had like this really great 400 workout, and I was like, I did like 4 sets of 4x400, and like I like ran them so fast, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready.
You're ready to go.
Um, yeah, and like we do that workout a lot, and most of the times, like when I race, like when I do that workout, then I'm like I can see whether I'm ready to go or not because whether I how good I feel on it or not. So it's a fun workout.
Would you like since you're racing a lot of big races, is there times before a big race where the workouts just aren't going the way you want? And like,
Yeah, sometimes like if I don't like feel good during a workout before a race, I get like worried that the race won't feel good. But I just have to remember like it's not that workout that matters. Like I've done so much training before that that like is what really matters. And it's just about like making sure if I have a bad workout, then I recover well from it and make sure I'm ready to go for whatever race I'm doing.
definitely. And is there any advice you would give to anyone about the recruitment process for college?
I mean, yeah, I'd say just know what you like are looking for when you're going into college, like what you want in a team environment, what you want in a coach, like what you want in like the training and everything, because like it really helps when like you're looking and like talking to people and like just like seeing exactly what you want. So I think it like really helps. Like for me, like when I went into it, I knew like the team atmosphere was like really important to me. I wanted like a really positive atmosphere, but like people who are still committed um to running, to their faith, but who like was like not really too serious. So I think that was one thing that was really important for me is like knowing exactly what I wanted.
Definitely. And do you have a go-to pre-race song?
I actually don't listen to music before a race. I'm not really a music person.
Really?
So, yeah, I know. I just like to, I don't know. I usually like to talk to people on warm-ups and like sort of like just sort of not be inside my own head, you know, talk to my coach, my family, not a music person.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast, Allie. It was a pleasure to have you. And
Yeah, thanks for having me.
till our next lap. See ya.